What's up guys, yogaphysique here. So I just bought a new pair of boxing gloves, ring to cage C-17s. I wanted to pick these up for a while, so thought I'd give them a review. They just came in yesterday. First thing I did was just give them a little wipe down. I haven't used them yet. I'm gonna use them tonight. I'll let you know. But first things first, I got the white. The white's a little bit more, it's $25 more, at least here in Canada. My first impression, I don't know, something about it I like. The leather feels pretty good. I like the size of it. What I noticed though is that along the stitching, I don't know if it's discolored or what, but it's like a little brownish. I don't know if you can see that. So that's one thing I noticed. Another thing I noticed is the 16 ounce is already kind of peeling a little bit. That's not a big deal. I don't really care about stuff like that. You know, I think even if you look at the stickers or whatever that is on the back, they're not perfectly lined up either. Again, not a big issue. I guess the biggest quality issue I noticed is there seems to be kind of like this little like mark in the leather here on the right glove. But apart from that, I don't know, something about them I like. When I put them on, first thing I notice, fits good. I got the 16 ounce. The strap doesn't seem to close all the way, but that's fine. Gives a nice snug fit. So even without my hand in it, this is the most the strap wants to go around. And so there's always seems to be some Velcro showing. But again, not really an issue. I guess the only issue from that, I mean, it's this kind of, it's not like it's the rough part of the Velcro, it's like the softer side. But usually, you obviously don't want Velcro showing, because if you were to punch someone, right, and the Velcro showing and you scrape maybe across the face, that could be an issue. So that's one issue I would say with that sort of design. And there's some fabric on the inside that I've never really felt on a glove before. I'm not sure how to describe it, but I don't know, it's not typical what you would feel on the inside of a glove. It feels almost more like a fabric that might absorb more sweat. So we'll have to see how that holds up, but that's never really been an issue for me anyways in a glove, getting too like sweaty or anything like that. So this is what the glove looks like on. Yeah, it feels good. You know, like, you know when you put on a glove and you just wanna start punching something, that's the feeling I get when I got this glove on. Let's compare it to, so I have two other pairs of 16 ounce gloves. I have a pair of Twins, right? So look at these are both 16 ounce gloves. Now you can see the difference in size. The Twins are much bigger, much bulkier. Right, look at the area above the strap. Let me put these on as well. These are the gloves I've had the longest. Yeah, so putting on this one, the fabric on the inside has like more of a slippery feel to it. You know, this strap obviously closes a lot better, but despite this strap closing all the way around and covering all the Velcro, it actually doesn't even get as snug around the wrist. Another thing the C-17 has is this kind of little band that runs across here, and I think that helps keep it snug as well. And yeah, this one, the Twins, has way more padding, like super noticeable. What else distinguishes them? Let's see. Well, the C-17 is meant to be inspired by Winning brand gloves, so it's supposed to be a Japanese style. Now I've heard things about the thumb, and what I noticed is that the thumb on this one kind of curves up in towards the fist, right? Whereas this one kind of just goes on an angle. Now let's see in comparison to, I also have a 16 ounce pair of Cleto Reyes. I got these in Mexico City. I went to the Cleto Reyes like warehouse slash storefront over there. I got the string for the Cletos. Now the Cletos are totally different as well. Way less padding, the least amount of padding of all three gloves. Much harder, stiffer kind of filling going on here. My hand fills up much more of the compartment, the space. I mean, this is a glove that you put it on, you want to start punching things as well. But let's compare it side to side. So yeah, you can see that the Cleto is definitely slimmer than the C-17 from Ring to Cage. What else? It also seems to kind of taper in closer towards the wrist, whereas the C-17 has more of a rectangle type of shape to it. From the profile, you can see, like, it's crazy that both of these are 16 ounces. Look how much more padding we've got over top on the C-17. The Cleto is like where your fingers go is basically all hugged in, right? I mean, you can't really compare with the Cletos or some of the best gloves, but putting these ones on, you know, I really do like this black and white though. And I love how the leather is already really textured. You know, it's giving cowhide kind of vibes. I guess you could say the leather seems to be kind of looser. Like, look how tightly drawn this leather is around the Cleto, right? There's like really no give. This is like almost, you could like almost pinch it off, right? Like it's loose skin. So that's in comparison with the Cleto. Here we have a bit more of a flat head, whereas this one seems to have a bit more of an arch, right? And comparing it also with the Cleto really curves in drastically. So yeah, these are all 16s. I wanted to get the 12s of the C-17s, but the thing is I don't really train much. So I just like to spar. I really just like to fight. So, you know, really when you're sparring, you should be using 16s, just to be courteous. You know, they're a good in-between between the twins, which, like I said, they were my first gloves. And I would recommend those as beginner starter gloves because of all the padding. These are a nice in-between. I mean, the Velcro obviously helps with functionality, with ease of putting them on. Most of the time, you know, I'm just sparring with some friends and it's hard to get someone to tie up my gloves for me, so Velcro makes it a lot easier. I like the white. I went for the white because Super Smash Bros, you know, my character has always been Marth, white outfit specifically. So I was getting those Marth vibes from these gloves. And yeah, I mean, white and black looks good. So yeah, I'm excited to use them. I'll let you know in a little bit once I go to the gym tonight how I find them, and we'll continue from there. What's up, guys? I just came back from the gym. Went a few rounds on the bag with the C-17s. What can I say? They work, they do the job, you know, as gloves. As I was punching the bag, I felt like the pressure was evenly spaced out across my knuckles. There was one time that I punched it and I landed a bit more on my index knuckle. As opposed to my middle. But I think that was mostly my fault form. Like I said, I don't really go on the bags much. I don't train like that. I just like to spar. And so, you know, this is actually probably the first time I've been on the bags in a long time. I enjoyed the way they fit. I enjoyed the way they felt. I think moving forward, these are gonna be my go-to sparring gloves. I'll keep my Cletos for, you know, more special occasions or when I've got a trainer or someone else to wrap them up for me, to tie them up for me. But in terms of some quick Velcro gloves to throw on, I think these ones are great. In terms of like for value and all that, right? Ring to Cage, they have their sale, pretty decent sale every Boxing Day. That's when I purchased this. And you know, I think it came out to like 90 bucks, and these are $25 more than other colors, white. I'm gonna spar with them soon, and I'll see if I can get some footage of that. What I am curious about to ask you guys is, I want to get a pair of 12s, but I've never owned a pair of 12s before, and I want to know how much the hand compartment changes, right? Is it going to be much smaller? When I went to the Cleto factory, I wanted to get 12s, but they told me that the hand compartment would be too small, and I think I even tried on a pair, and it was like my wrist was not properly secured in them. So I don't know if it's just Cletos or what situation, but I would like to get a pair of 12s. You know, it's not like I have any intentions of signing up to do any amateur fighting, but if it was ever to come around that opportunity, I'd like to have a pair of 12s. So I'd like to know what's a good one that you guys would recommend. You know, nice good colorways as well. That's one of the things I do like about the C-17s, is that it has a wide range of colors. Another color that stood out to me was the purple, so maybe I'll get the 12s in purple. But the white's nice, you know. White is, you know, basic, but it's a sharp glove. It's not too bulky. Like I said, the padding feels good. You do, like I mentioned, when I punched it, I did hit my knuckle, so I would say it's not like the most forgiving. For example, the Twins are super forgiving if you have bad form. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. This is yogaphysique's review of Ring to Cage C-17s, and we'll see if I get any new gloves soon. Yogaphysique out. Ciao, guys.